What's up, YouTube? You checking out the Frequent Flyer, and this is my detailed review of the MJX X800. And this is the hex right here, and this thing is a really awesome flyer. It's a really nice flyer. This thing has a lot of power. It has a lot of power, I think, because of the massive battery capacity that it has. This thing came with a 750 milliamp hour battery. This battery is huge. This is the same size battery that comes in the X6058 by Huying Toys. So I think that's why this thing has so much power. The power is, I guess, distributed through the between the motors pretty well. Plenty of power for each of them. And this thing has really fast lift. If you do a throttle punch, this thing leaps into the air. It could have more pitch. It has a nice pitch, but I think it could do with more pitch. I would like to see more pitch because with the throttle being with the motors being so powerful, kicking up the throttle to try to fly fast, it actually goes up in the air. It climbs and gets unexpected height. Because the pitch isn't deep enough to sustain it to keep it going forward when you're kicking the throttle all the way up. This thing has really nice LEDs on it. The blue lights are in the front and the red are in the back. So it's the way that most people like it. It's an awesome night flyer. But before I did the quick review on the white version, and this is the black version. I got this one from Hobby Wow. And the black version, the LEDs don't show up at night as well as they do on the white version. On the black version, the LEDs don't shine through the body. So if you guys are avid night flyers and you want your hex to light up really well, you want to get the white version because the white version glows really nice. The LEDs glow right through the arms and the body. It makes it light up really nice at night. It has LEDs in the eyes. It looks really cool when it's flying. I like the design of this. I really like how this thing flies. It's a really nice hex. It flips really well. This thing, it only flips forward and backwards though, unless you switch it to the third rate. Now, that's one thing that most people are complaining about. The third rate has auto flipping on it. And that's something I admit I don't like, that it has auto flipping on the third rate. However, I found that the mid rate and the high rate is the same. It's the same pitch angles and the same yaw rate. So I don't think we're losing anything that they gave us. I think they just didn't give us enough. I think they gave us the same rate twice. However, on high rates, they just made that an expert mode, supposedly, so you can fly and do auto flips. They say anything beyond 95% input would cause it to flip. And you can do flips in all directions when in that mode on high, expert mode. However, on mid rates, it's hard to do the back flips. But when you press this, actually the flip button is this button here, the lower left shoulder button. And when you hit that button, it automatically does front flips. But if you pull back on the right stick just before you hit that button, then it'll do back flips. It's a little difficult to do, I guess, because people are having problems with making it do back flips. But indeed, it does do back flips, but no side flips. At least I haven't been able to get it to do a side flip. Maybe if you fly to the side and hit the button, maybe it'll do a side flip. I don't know. But I think that's kind of weird, the way they implemented the flipping on it. Especially being as though they put auto flipping on high rates. I just think they should do away with that. MJX, if you're listening, if you're watching this, please stop putting auto flips on your high rates and give us more pitch and give us more yaw on that rate instead of making it the same. I have tested it and found that they're the same, the mid rates and the high rates, yaw and pitch. It does It does deep funnels. However, the funnels are really wide because the yaw rate is slow. It's fast enough for a pitch flyer to get around with, but if you're a yaw flyer, if you just fly and then stop and then yaw in the other direction. In other words, you're not going to be able to fly this thing indoors. If you're not going to be banking turns and all, it's hard to fly this thing indoors, even for a pitch flyer, because of the yaw being so slow. The funnel turns are really wide unless you're traveling really fast. Then you can get it to spin pretty quickly by banking and doing funnel turns. What else? It does a really nice backwards loop and flip when you're flying fast forward and you pull back and then hit the flip button. It'll do a nice looping back flip and then continuing forward flight. It looks really nice when you do that. Most of the times, if you're just flying fast forward and you hit the flip button, it'll do a front flip. So you got to pull back on it. So it looks pretty cool because you're flying fast forward and then you pull back on it. So from you pulling back on it, it's trying to hit the air brakes, and then when you hit the flip button, it just goes up, and so it looks pretty awesome when it does that. What else about this thing? Yeah, the prop guards. It comes with prop guards. You can see we rock them with the back of the box because the front of the box have a big hole in it. So I just thought that we should look at the back of the box. It has a picture of the white version on there with the prop guards on it. Now, the prop guards are extremely hard to remove, and the props are just as hard to remove. I actually bent one of my motor rods by pulling this, and I was using the prop removal tool. So there's no excuse. This thing is really hard. These things are really hard to remove. The prop guards are hard to remove. Some people are just cutting the prop guards off to avoid damaging it, because it really feels like you're going to damage it. It really feels like you're going to damage it when you're trying to pull on the props to remove them. And sure enough, you will, because as a testament to that, I'm telling you guys, I bent one of my motor rods, and it was this one here. It's a little bent now. It's pretty much fixed. It's only a little tiny bit bent. You can barely see that. It hardly even affects flight. But you can bend this thing. It was bent. It was bent pretty bad, and I had to use some grips and bend it back. And it took me a while to get it to the point where it's like almost like stock again. I think the black version looks better than the white version, in my opinion, but I think that they should get more colors. I would have loved this thing in red, or red and black. This thing would be even more awesome. But the black version looks really sinister, I think. Don't you guys like the way the black version looks? I think of all of the hexes I have, this one looks the most sinister. It's up there with among my favorite hexes. It has these little landing feet on there, but they're hard plastic. They're actually not rubber, so it still lands pretty hard, but at least you have something to land on, not just the belly. So I appreciate that. The battery bay, as you can see, it fits other size batteries. This is the battery from the Nihui U807, and this fits in it as well. This is a smaller battery, actually. This is a 650 milliamp hour battery. I have a bunch of batteries for this thing. I swap batteries and fly it around. It flies really nice circuits. The transmitter isn't bad. The transmitter is the same transmitter that came with my X800, but people are complaining about getting a smaller one now. But it came with this transmitter. Only difference is it doesn't have the USB port here that the other one. Actually, here's my X900 transmitter. So it's the exact same transmitter, just no USB port there. So the X9's transmitter is a little better. But this one has everything that one has. It has a lot of buttons on here that I don't know what the heck they do. The function button actually switches some things around. You can toggle the lights on and off with this button here, the lower shoulder button. I don't know what some of these buttons do. The top buttons, I have no idea what they do, but I know you can press in the stick over here, the right stick. You press that in, and that'll put in the motion gravity function or whatnot. So when you bind it to the hex and you're flying it, you press this right stick in, and then you can control it by just movements of the transmitter. So and it works pretty well, and it's kind of cool. I guess I'll probably demonstrate that for you guys in the flight footage. But the transmitter is like a PlayStation 4 controller or something. It looks strikingly similar to a PlayStation 4 controller, and it has that feel to it. I like the way it feels. Some people don't like the way the sticks feel, but I really like it. I'm a thumb flyer. I think it has nice resistance on the thumb pads, the sticks. It looks like you have to screw them off to try to remove these. So I don't know about pinchers, how they're gonna fare with it. But me being a thumb flyer is awesome. And this thing here, this antenna here, I'm not sure if the antenna actually comes up through here, but I know the function of this thing is this comes in the FPV version, and the clamp from the FPV version goes on here that holds your phone. And that came with my white version of this. This is not the FPV version. Oh, there's a picture of it on the box, and if you guys want to see what it looked like, you can go and look at my quick review of this, the white version. It takes 6 AA batteries. The range is pretty nice on here, to my standards anyway. I've flown it pretty far. Pretty nice distance of range for me with this one. And that's pretty much it. This thing is a really nice flyer. Oh, the transmitter does have the trims on it, and I thought this was weird that it has the forward and back trim right here. But I guess it actually works because it's not that far away from the thumb when you're giving input. It's easy to reach it. So yeah, this thing is a pretty nice flying aircraft. I really like it. One more thing to note, it comes with a screw inside the battery bay, but you can remove it and leave it out. Whoops. The batteries tend to pop out, fall out when you open this thing as well. But you can get it to the latch on there and not worry about the screw, so you can get rid of the screw once you remove it. And yeah, this thing is a really nice flyer. Let's go check this thing out in flight. Okay, so this is the outdoor flight demo of the MJX X800, black version from Hobby Wild here. Got the stock transmitter out here. Okay, so it's bound to the stock transmitter. Let's check it out. First off, we're going to do a throttle punch. So you can see this thing has a really nice throttle punch, a lot of power. This is the pitch on low rates, pretty docile. The yaw is super slow on low rates, as you can see there. Super slow yaw. So we're on mid rates now. So this is the pitch. Side flying aileron is nice. Forward pitch is nice. Really deep. This is the yaw rate. Now let's test this once and for all. I'm going to start doing the yaw, and then I'm going to switch it to high rates and see if we note any difference. That's high rates there. Low rates, high rates. So it stays the same. The yaw doesn't change in between the high and mid rates. So let's check out the flips with it. If you push the lower left button, it does an automatic flip. So let's see that again. Automatic flip. It did 2 that time. It actually did a side flip, and I don't know why. Oh, I had it in high rates. We're in high rates. I'm sorry. High rates, you can do side flips in high rates. You can do back flips. You can do double flips. Let's try a double flip. That was awesome. So let me get it back in mid rates. Okay, we're in mid rates now. Now let's do that automatic flip now, and let me show you guys that you can do a backwards flip in mid rates. There it is, the backwards flip. You just have to hold back a little early before you push the button. So That's, if you just press the button, it's a forward flip. You pull back and it's a backwards flip. And so the funnels are really wide, even though the pitch is deep. That yaw is just so slow that the funnel is going to be wide. So let's check out this other motion feature that it has. If you press down on the right stick, then you can control it like this. You have to control the throttle though. Takes a little getting used to as well. So you can see it can be controlled like this. I don't know if you guys can see this. There it is there. Forward, back, left, right. And see, you can do it with one hand actually. Throttle management is a little touchy though. Let's come out of that mode because I feel like I look ridiculous. Okay, so I'm just going to fly some circuits with it now so you guys can see how it flies. Fly some nice easy circuits with it. Actually, I'm going to fly a little faster so you guys can see how fast this thing is. It really is fast. You got blue water over there on the fall. Maybe I should go near the falls so you guys can see that. Hope it doesn't fall in. Let's check out the falls. Got blue dye in the water right now. Do some funnels. There I do a flip. Let's see. There's a front flip. Back flip. Here I do a double flip. Try my double flip. I hope it don't go in. Hold on. I chickened out on it that time. Let's try it again. Oh! And we're sinking down. Okay, I had to go in and retrieve it. And so in case you guys are wondering if it still works, let's test it out. See. Look, it appears to work. The accelerometer is jacked up though. So that's it. The MJX X800. Thanks for watching.